Hello everyone, welcome back to Eclectic. This is Alina from Argentina. Today I'm talking about narcissistic mothers and their daughters and sons. And sometimes I'm going to refer to the daughter and then I'm going to say son, but it depends on what I'm thinking. So, daughters and sons of narcissistic mothers have been raised in a lie. The lie is that the daughter is ungrateful, that is unlovable, that she should reject herself because there's nothing good about her, that they're bad people, that they're lazy, that if anything goes wrong, it's her fault, always. So there's a lot of manipulation in a narcissistic mother and lies, plain lies. So it comes a point, I'm starting with lies because it's important in recovery from this. You have to come to a point when you're an adult that you have to make a decision whether you're going to sacrifice yourself and live for this other person, which is the narcissistic mother, or make the decision to live for yourself and decide that you are worthy of living a fun, joyful life. What a big statement, right? But you get there if you really understand the fallacy in which you were educated in, which you lived and breathed every day, you know. So daughters and sons have to come to a realization that it's a lie. You know, you've been living a lie. You're not guilty of everything. You can make mistakes and people will still love you. You can disagree with people and they can still love you. Love can be unconditional. A mom, a good enough mom, will be unconditionally there for you, okay? And that is something that you haven't lived. So the daughters and sons of narcissistic moms have never experienced that. So it takes some work to get there. You have to first understand that what you thought was true, which is you're useless, worthless, not worthy, and all that, that is a lie, a big fat lie, that is good for the other person, which is the mom, because she needs you to feel that way so that she can control you and get all the narcissistic supply that she needs, okay? Daughters and sons have to get to that point at some point, okay? I'm very smart with words today. Let's look at the signs. So that manipulation, okay, and lies. And then in the case of girls with daughters, competition. Narcissistic mothers will compete with their daughters and will, even hit on their boyfriends, and they will compete for the dad's love, okay? So, which is the narcissistic mother's husband, but she's so immature that she will compete with the daughter, the one person that she has to love above everything and everyone, because here comes the difficult part here. So what many clients I have, so if my mother didn't love me, right? That's what they think. How is it possible that anybody can love me, or even I, can love myself? And the thing is, that person that is your biological mom, you have to see her for what it is, a person that is not God, although she made you believe that she is, because everything is all about her in the family, right? It's all about mom. Oh, what mom? What does mom want today? What's the mood that she's going to be in today? Have I been a good daughter? Have I done everything that she wanted me to do? It depends on mom and her crazy mood swings and rage attacks, and so it depends on that. So when you make the decision, you have to make a decision to say, okay, she's not a god, she's a person, normal human being that had a child, and she was not a good enough mother. She was not prepared to be a mom in this world, and that's the mom that you got. So you have to get to a point where you say, okay, I'm going to be a scientist here, and I will analyze reality, everything that she said, that she made me believe that I was not worthy, not good enough, lazy, bad people, all that's a lie. Okay? So a normal mom will give you unconditional love, right? That means you're angry, she's there for you. You're sad, she's there for you. She's human. She will have moments where, it won't feel good for her, but ultimately, she is there for you. With a narcissistic mom, there's no unconditional love. So there's also, for the daughter or the son, an emptiness, a longing for warmth, for someone to have your back. And there's something missing. The narcissistic man is cold, and so this is what breeds codependence, this codependent programming in children of narcissistic moms, where she's first. If she's happy, then I have the right to feel okay, at ease, right? So everybody else is first, and then it's my turn. Even things, with things you can be codependent. Like, everything has to be okay, and then I can feel okay. And I have to give my all so that then I can feel that like I'm lovable. The mother will compete with their children for the love of the dad, okay, which is crazy. So they are not available emotionally. Children long for love, for warmth, for someone to have your back. That's not there. They tend to be very inflexible mothers, and stern, and they have these ideas about things that you have to follow, because otherwise you're worthless and you don't deserve to live. There's one big thing, and I think it's one of the most disturbing things. The daughter is made to believe that she's a burden. Her existence in life is a burden to the mother. And that it's as if being alive, it's detrimental to the mom, and the mom wants the daughter to recognize that she made such a huge sacrifice by having her and by raising her. And when you get to a certain point, when you're adult, you start thinking, wait a moment, okay? The mother is the adult, and she's the one that decided to have kids, okay? You didn't have anything to do with coming to life here on earth. And you know that when you get to adulthood, you have the power to really analyze that and see that your mom was wrong, that she was lying. You cannot blame your kids for being here. Okay, so that's what a narcissistic mother will do. Children have nothing to do with this, nothing to do with their own existence. It's not something that they decide to do, So this is so basic, and when you analyze this, it's so clear, right? But then unconsciously, this sort of makes them feel rejected, and so her mom or his mom rejected him or her, and then he or she rejects herself. So the consequence of this is internalized shame. So you carry shame wherever you go if you are the daughter of a narcissistic mom, because the messages that you received were tailor-made for you to obey a person that is extracting supply from you all the time, and that wants to control you in order to get whatever she wants. There's a lack of empathy, of validation. You are living a life for a person that is extracting your energy, your life source from you. Okay, it's very similar to the the bad witch, which it extracts from Sleeping Beauty all her beauty and all her. She wants to get that, right? And so she wants to get the good stuff from her and get it for her. So it's very similar to that. So there's a lack of validation, of empathy, a lack of care. There seems to be the narcissistic mother doesn't care for the children, of course, and won't defend the children in critical moments, right? Like life or death situations or physical abuse situations. The mother checks out, is not there, either because she enjoys it or because she just doesn't care, and that's neglect. They prefer to think about themselves because it's self-referencing. The family is all about her, and so she prefers to do her own activities and things and forget about the children, and she's always first. When the daughter goes to the mother to talk about things, the conversation turns to the mother, and somehow the mother uses that information to blame her, or to make her feel not adequate, and to further grow the shame in her. Okay, the shame that is carried, and that has been transmitted from the mother that doesn't feel it because she's projecting that on the daughter. Okay, and so everybody's guilty but the narcissistic mother. And so being the child of such a person is difficult, and when you get to adulthood, you have to make a decision to either you sacrifice yourself for the love of your mom, or, which is not real love, dependent on what you did today that I was pleased about, and if I like what you did and then I love you. Nope. You have to choose between that or yourself, loving yourself, which is your human right. And you have to decide to work on this, because you will carry a lot of guilt that has been hammered down, and so you have to decide, make a decision as a conscious adult to not be this source of energy and of youth and of giving your all to the person that is only taking from you. And if you don't give it as she wants, then you're not loved. Okay, so you have to make this conscious decision. One other thing that the narcissistic mother does is divert the conversation towards her. The daughter will come with, okay, so today I'm not feeling well because whatever reason, and the mother can say, oh, so you're not feeling well? How do you think I'm feeling? I'm feeling even 10 times worse. The daughter is not allowed to feel, and unless it's all good and pretty and nice for the mother, right? Not even that. Maybe when they're happy, they are turned, their feelings are manipulated and turned and gaslighted in a way that makes the daughter or the son allergic to his or her own feelings. Allergic because any expression of feelings and emotions are taken in the wrong way, are used against the person, and so they quickly learn not to express emotions, which makes a lot of trouble with other relationships, and you turn out, behaving codependently because you put everybody else first before yourself. And so, and then you don't have this model, this muscle exercised where you are in contact with your emotions, with what you feel, and express that and see that nothing happens. This is why therapy is very useful, because you can express your emotions and a good therapist won't judge you, because what we learn at school is at the university is unconditional positive regard to our clients. So it's very important that you learn in this new space where you are in therapy, where you can express your feelings and they won't be manipulated, used against you, and that they will be accepted and contained and very well received, right? So the narcissistic mother is manipulative, wants everything good for her, nothing for the child, uses the child, lies to the child, makes them believe they're worthless, useless, that they don't deserve love from anybody, that they won't succeed in the world, and so it's a big fat lie, okay? And you recover from this by making this decision where you are no longer going to give your energy, your youth, your life to this never happy person, and will never accept that this person will never change, because sometimes, if I do this, maybe she will change. No. Narcissistic people don't change, and they want your supply. They live off of that. And the fact that that's the mother doesn't make it any less narcissistic, okay? So it's a tough reality that you have to face, but once you go through those feelings and see that there's life at the end of the tunnel, there's light, and you have the right, the human right, to enjoy your life, to experience happiness, to live fully, without having to suffer for just wanting whatever it is that you want, okay, and for having feelings. So it's a decision, and it takes work, but you can get there. The work includes looking at your inner critic, which has to be super inflamed, and once you see that those messages, analyze them as if you're a scientific person, a scientist, analyzing things that you have been told growing up, and as an adult, yourself, which we all have this part of us that makes us healthy, will see that that's not true, that you have value, that you are not worthless, that you have the right to experience love, happiness, joy, and the fact that you had this mother that wasn't a good enough mother, that wasn't prepared to be a mother, that was not a good mother, not a good person, doesn't make you not have a right to enjoy things and to have a life, because it's a separate person from you. Although, one more thing, they don't have boundaries, so the narcissistic mother will enmesh, okay? Everything that's toxic is enmeshment, and so the narcissistic mother will cross boundaries, cut them, destroy boundaries, and will not respect the child's independence and the child's newfound maturity. They will hate independence in their kids, which is quite the opposite of what a good enough parent does, okay? A good enough mom wants their kids to be independent, to mature. A mother wants the best for their kids, really. So independence is encouraged in a healthy family, right? A narcissistic mother doesn't want independence, wants the child to be there so that she can extract life juice from her. So the path of recovery from this involves overcoming codependence, realizing that you have a right to not feel guilty about wanting things and about wanting to be happy and enjoy things. You have a right to experience sadness without being criticized. You have the right to live fully, to want nice things for you, and to know that for love you don't have to give your life to someone in order to get love, okay? You can live your life quietly and happily, and you will get love from others, right? But you don't have to give everything and be destroyed by someone else in order to get love. So recovery involves working through this pattern of self-denial and accommodation to others, and looking at the inner critic, what the messages are, and coming up with the inner nurturer, which is the one that will save you, which is the good enough mom that you didn't have. And that's how it works. But that's therapy, and that's the work that you have to face now. But it's something that is completely doable. But I think the decision part is very important. Once you learn that you've been fed a lie all your life, you have a decision to make, okay? Either you keep sacrificing your life, yourself, for this person, or you start your own, you have a right to live fully, okay? So I hope that was good and that was interesting. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. I would like to make a video about whatever you need me to talk about, and I will see you in my next video, okay? See you soon. Bye-bye.